This is gonna be a long series. This is not gonna mean that we're gonna give up on the social network series. We're gonna do both series at the same time. So that's primarily the videos you're gonna see from me over the next few months. So this series we're gonna build a course platform, and this course platform is gonna be used for my own personal website. Now, before you think, am I then gonna stop posting videos on YouTube? No, I'm still gonna post videos on YouTube. However, I'm gonna post courses that's gonna be very long. Some of them are gonna be free still, and some of them are gonna be on the course platform. In the beginning, I intend to make the platform free and do a lot of promotion for it, so a lot of you that's following now will be able to go into the site as usual. But what we want to do in this project is basically just we want to set up a course platform. Now, to do that, we need a couple of things. So first of all, we are going to use Laravel as the backend framework, and we are going to use NuxtJS with Ant Design, the Vue version, to basically go in and create the front-end part. So another small change is I'm using Microsoft Edge because this is faster to run, so I'm just trying it out and might be going back to Chrome, but Microsoft Edge has also Chrome developer tools, and all of that just looks a bit different design-wise. Otherwise, it's fairly much the same. And don't worry, this is in Chinese when you go in at first, but it has a translated version of in English. So if you just click on the English up here, you will have that here. So with that said, we are going to use Stripe as the payment handler. So we're going to use Stripe to create a subscription. There's only going to be one subscription, but we are going to allow the user to have a monthly charging or a 6-month charging or a yearly charging. So you will be able to charge users on these three ways. So that's going to be what we're going to build up here. So in this video, we're just going to set up the basic of Laravel and stuff like that. So let's jump right into it. So first of all, we're going to go into PHP Storm or whatever editor you used and create a new project. I'm going to create a folder called Backend. And then also I want to run another function by using the semicolon. Say npx create Nuxt app, and then we call that Frontend. That's it. Okay, so there's clearly an error here. Try here. Okay, so since this is not working, let's just grab and create a new project called like this. Try to just see, I think it's a folder permission issue. I think it's quicker just to go and say Laravel new backend, because I was already using this folder before, but decided to do a course of it. And then in here we can run npx create Nuxt app, call this frontend. So with the part of the Nuxt app, we need to set up some configuration. NuxtJS allows us to set up our application using what's called using Ant Design V as default. So if we just go in here and use JavaScript, use npm, and we can use Ant Design Vue, and we are not going to have any server here. We're just going to take all of these. You don't have to, but progressive web app allows you to set up something that will catch your files and basically make your website faster. There's a whole other series for that, but it's basically making your app faster and allows offline mode if you have support for it. And we're going to use Axios to send requests to Laravel and to get information and so on. And we're also going to use Prettier, and then we're going to use none there and continue like that. So with that done, we already have this project set up on the backend here. So we want to go into the backend folder, We also want to go into Laravel inside documentation here. If you're following my social media series, you will know that we use something called Laravel Sanctum to set up the authentication system. We are basically going to start out with the same thing here again. And then we're going to go in here and we're going to just run this command. What that allows us to do is literally, what it allows us to do is literally just go in and get an XSF code token and then set it in the cookies, and then we can run even safer requests to our API endpoints, as well as making it easier to just sign in with the user. So this is previously known as Laravel Airlock. So that's what we're going to use on this run. We're also going to use Cashier, which is a package developed by Laravel that will allow us to easier set up Stripe and also easier create subscriptions. So you can see, as we will get into further on, there will be a whole bunch about subscriptions here. You can create a new subscription, call it premium here. We can go in, say it should be monthly payment, and we have an email, some extra information, all of these things. You can add in a coupon as well. So this is basically gonna get us all of the functions we need. So this is gonna be a very long series. We wanna make sure that the structure and all of that is gonna be really good, and that is, I think, an important factor in creating larger applications, because not only are we gonna be able to charge users, we're gonna be able to create a new course, and we're gonna be able to create a new lesson inside that course that will contain a video, and we will be able to go into the next video, into the next video again, into the next video again. We will be able to like each lesson, so we can get a statistic over what videos are good, what is not, and we will also go in and implement a commenting function as well. So basically that's what we're gonna do in whole of the series. And we're also gonna set up our own navigation bar. So with all of this said, that's actually everything we need in this series. So now we should have all of it set up in here. What we just want to go in here in the backend folder is we want to set up database configuration. So let's go in here. I use table plus here, and I can go in and create a new database, and we'll call this, I'll just call this Chili for now. And we are also going to look at deploying this to Google Cloud, and what we're going to do there is literally just go in and deploy this application, and I'm going to be using Google Cloud. So we don't want to do anything here now. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to jump into another of my projects here, and I'm going to go in here and just quickly get the information here from the database, put it in, and in here let's go in and say this is gonna be Tilly. And with that said, we want to go in and just quickly do a change to the users table here. So we're not gonna look into the subscription part yet. First we're gonna just look into adding in a country, because we want to know where the user is from for tax purposes and all of that. So we're going to add in the country of the user, and we're also going to add in a boolean to check if the user is an admin. Great. So we can put this to default. It's going to be 0, and what we can do now is we can say PHP artisan migrate, and if we go in here now and just refresh, we have the user table here, and we also have the country and all of the other things. So what we can actually do now is we can go inside Laravel Tinker here, and we could actually go in and create a user, or we could do it just using the normal system and set it up, and then later on in the database go in and change the user admin to 1, But in this case, we are just gonna stick with using the database system. Additionally, we also want to move the user model inside its own folder. So let's go ahead and create a folder called models. And in here, we're gonna have a folder called, we're actually just gonna leave it all in one folder for now. But let's move this folder into this folder here. So by doing that, we just need to add in a namespace called models. And inside the configuration file, let's go in here and go into auth, and then let's find the user class. Like this. And that should be all for that. So now what we can do is we can go in and create the controller for the register controller and just quickly set that up. So in this case, we're just gonna have a folder called register. Or let's call this auth controller, because we're also gonna send emails and stuff like that. And then let's call this register controller. And then we also want to go in and require Laravel UI. This is just quickly to set up our authentication. So you'll create the authentication files and we will set it up with Bootstrap or something like that. Doesn't really matter because we're not going to use the front end part of Laravel. We just want to generate the files. So what we can do now is we can just quickly say PHP artisan UI and then say preset view auth. And we actually don't need to do any of things here because you're going to use the front end folder for our UI. We just want the folders inside the controller here to generate all of this in here. So we have register controller, and with this one we want to redo this in another video. And what we just want to do is we want to allow us to create a user so it actually works with Laravel Sanctum. And then all others in here we're gonna leave for now. And in the next video we're also gonna be looking at setting it up with authentication system on the front end, and we're gonna additionally also be looking at easily just allow us to create a user profile page. So with that said, I think that's all for the introduction video. We have set up the most important things we need to do, so let's jump into the next video.